Welcome to our review of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 best eco-friendly backpacks. In this review, we're gonna tell you why eco-friendly backpacks are important, what to look for in an eco-friendly backpack, and we'll show you our overall top picks. And the best part is we own and have reviewed every single one of these backpacks. And if you wanna watch the in-depth review of any of these bags, you can easily find it in the description below. But before we get started, let's talk some quick backpack theory. Eco-friendliness is a bit of a fad right now, and that is both awesome and shitty. It's awesome because companies like these are doing an amazing job. They have sustainable principles, have an eco-friendly business model, and they're always pushing the limit to their sustainability and changing the world for the better. But on the con side, a lot of companies are claiming to be eco-friendly, and it is just complete horse. So the way to fight greenwashing and ensure that you're supporting companies that are truly doing the good work, you gotta look out for one thing: transparency. When you're looking to buy a product and you're on the website, you wanna find out what specific materials are being used, where those materials are coming from, and the overall supply chain of the actual company. And all of these backpack companies do just that. It doesn't mean that they're perfect. Believe me, no company is 100% eco-friendly. At the end of the day, there's still shipping and logistics to take into consideration, right? But these companies are doing their best to reduce their carbon footprint in every step of their supply chain. And the last note about what you need from an eco-friendly backpack is eco-friendly materials are only good if they last the test of time. If you buy a backpack made with recycled materials and it goes to 6 months later and you gotta throw it away, what fucking good was it being eco-friendly? All of these backpacks will last years on end, so you can get some bang for your buck for it and you don't have to throw it out for a long, long time. All right, let's get into the actual roundup. We're gonna start from the smallest to the biggest. I pick you. Everyone else, get away. First up on our list of the best eco-friendly backpacks is not a backpack, it's a sling. It's the Boundary Supply Rennen Sling Crossbody. First up, let's chat about the materials. This is made from Boundary's self-developed materials from their RE3 series. This includes 500 and 600D Cordura Eco Fabric, recycled felt, and rPET webbing. But let's talk about the actual gist. It's a minimalist and kind of like dark sling on the outside, but on the inside, it's nice and creamy. Got a little bit of organization here. 1, 2, 3 pockets. This is ripstop nylon, which means it's super durable. It's also got like a semi-hidden compartment in the back, which is great for a wallet, passport, or phone. It can be rocked both as a sling and a fanny. Some quick pros and cons. Pro number 1 is it comes in 3 color options, all with the same eco-friendly materials. You have a black, a blue, and like a creamy tan. Pro number 2 is that both the external zippers are YKK and PU coated, which means they're highly weather resistant. And pro number 3, love me those interior material colors. But there are some cons to be aware of. Con number 1 is when it's worn as a sling, it doesn't have the most flush fit. Definitely a little bit better as a fanny. And con number 2 is that the material has a tendency to be a little bit of a hair and lint magnet. To learn more about the Boundary Supply Rennen Sling, we have a link down below in the description to our full review. Okay, next up on the list is the Day Owl Backpack, or our pick for the most eco-friendly backpack on this list. They build their products from recycled, landfill-bound materials. They repair and refurbish their products to keep them in circulation so they don't get thrown away. And if you're done with the pack, you can send it in and Day Owl will refurbish it and make a new backpack out of it. They're turning backpacks into backpacks. But like I said, this never compromises the actual awesomeness of this backpack, which is actually half backpack, half tote. Love the external material. It's got like a denim feel to it. The hardware is all metal. It has like a weathered, brassy look to it. We got some pockets, one in the front, one on the top, one on the side. A pretty minimalist main compartment, only 2 pockets inside, plus some like pen/cord holders on the side. And a pretty unique water bottle holder, which is actually advertised to not only hold a water bottle, but to also hold a wine bottle, which we put to the test, and it's true. Yeah, good call, Tab. We also have a laptop compartment in the back, well padded, and can fit up to a size 16-inch laptop. Let's talk some pros and some cons. Pro number 1 is that tote experience, and you can make it a little bit better by using the luggage pass-through holder as like a shoulder strap pass-through holder. which ends up in a little bit tidier of a tote carrying situation. Pro number 2 is I love the accessibility of this side pocket while you're actually wearing the pack. And pro number 3, it's just gotta be the look. This pack looks great. But let's talk about some of the cons. Con number 1 is the material that protects the zipper that gives you access to the main compartment. Stuff like this usually gets frayed over time. And sometimes when you're opening the bag, it gets caught, which can be irksome. Why do I love that word so much, irk? And con number 2 is for an everyday carry of this size, I prefer there to be some sort of ventilated back compartment to help fight back sweat. Is the Day Owl backpack the eco-friendly backpack of your dreams? You should watch the full review before you make that decision. Link in the description below. I'm Aaron, he's Tab, together we're Nomads Nation. If you're still watching this, right now, you're still here, you should definitely hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. You won't regret it. Back to the review. Next up on our list is the PAKT Design Everyday Zip Backpack, aka the best eco-friendly backpack for all you photographers out there. PAKT Design is known for making some of the best camera backpacks in the game, but they're also a company that's committed to sustainability. The exterior material is a 400D 100% recycled nylon, and that recycled nylon is made extra durable with a DWR coating. PAKT Design is also a carbon neutral certified company, and they are a part of 1% for the planet. But let's talk about the actual backpack. It's a 270-degree zip bag that comes in a 15-liter or a 20-liter. 270-degree zip backpack is great for 2 reasons. 1, it opens up super big like that, right? Like you can get access to the main compartment very easily. But also for all you photographers out there, you also have access to the bottom of these zips right here. So when you want to grab your camera, do that, DSLR, click, pop it back in, zipper up, continue forward. And PAKT Design's engineering is the peak of designs. That's why it's called PAKT Design. Tab is a sharp one today. We got a luggage pass-through holder with a really satisfying magnetic closure. The shoulder straps have a little pivot system for improved comfort and accessibility. The tech compartment is made with amazing materials, really well padded. This little magnetic divider right there for your documents. There's really too much to talk about. But let's talk about some of the pros and the cons. I'm a huge fan of both the color and just the overall feel of all of PAKT Design's interior materials. Pro number 2 is just the little PAKT Design touches, like little things like you can unhook the bottom zipper and lock it right there just for that little extra sense of security. There's little like treasure bits like this all over this backpack. And pro number 3 is if you are a photographer, this comes with PAKT Design's signature flex fold dividers, which will help organize your photography gear in a cubby-like system and modify it however you want. They're pretty cool. But that transitions us into the cons. The first one being, if you're not a photographer, you're probably not gonna get quite as much bang for your buck out of this bag. And reason being, it comes with the flexible dividers, which means you're paying for the flexible dividers, which means if you're not a photographer, you're not really gonna use the flexible dividers. So non-photographers out there, keep that in mind. And con number 2 is the laptop compartment gets really tight sometimes. There's a lot of features on this backpack. To learn more about every single last one of them, check the description for a link to our full review. You know what to do. Next up, we have the Bellroy Classic Backpack Plus. Let's talk about the materials. The materials are going to vary depending on what color you get. Some colors, like the blue you see before you, are made from 100% recycled nylon. This nylon comes from industrial cutoff. What that means is when factories make products, right, and they're cutting off the materials, like those little like side corners and shit, instead of throwing it away, Bellroy takes those offcuts, re-sews them together, makes a backpack out of it. This backpack can also come in polyester, which is made from 100% recycled plastic bottles. But let's talk about the actual backpack. Like, what do you bring into the table, Bellroy Classic Backpack Plus? Overall, it's really a great intersection between simplicity and some decent features. You got a compact main compartment right here. Water bottle holder on the inside that's gonna people off. For me, it doesn't really bother me though. Got a mesh pocket on the top. Laptop compartment is protected by YKK PU coated zips. Half moon opening. It's a real beefy compartment, really well padded, really nice soft microfiber materials. And it can fit up to a 16-inch laptop. But one cool feature Tab and I love is this front access pocket. It's easily accessible even with the pack on. Just go ahead, slide it open, grab what you need. That could also be your keys. Zip it back up, pack over the shoulder, on with your day. Some quick pros and some cons. Pro number one, it's got a real smart look. Pro number two is the wide variety of color options that are available. And pro number three, super premium hardware, whether it's the magnetic sternum strap, aluminum hardware, the YKK weatherproof zips, really nice hardware on this bag. But there's also some cons. Here they are. We've heard that this little flappy thingy right here that protects the main compartment from rain can get a little worn down over time. And con number two is while the back padding is well padded, at this price range, I usually prefer to see a little bit more ventilation. If you're like, dude, I like that pack, I want to learn more, you totally can. In the description, we have a link to our full review. All right, next up on the list is the Boundary Supply Rennen backpack, which is our pick for the best eco-friendly backpack if you're really into like organized modular carry. The Rennen backpack uses the same materials as the Rennen sling, which are 500 and 600D Cordura Eco Nylon, recycled felt, and rPET webbing. So rPET or rPET? Tomato, tomato. In fact, by buying this backpack, you basically take the equivalent of 42 plastic bottles out of landfills. But it's not just eco-friendly, it's also just freaking awesome. It's a good day pack. We got this cool little like magnet system right here for organization. Love the gold interior colors, and this is ripstop nylon, so it's super durable. Also just love the actual color, this creamy color. But just like the sling, it also comes in blue or black. Water bottle holder on one side, and a main compartment that I'm a big fan of for two reasons. Yet again, love the interior color. It's light, which means it helps to create a highlight effect, which makes it easier to find your gear in your actual bag, but also because of this bag's modularity. I don't know if that's a word, it is now. And if you're just that type of person who likes everything to be neat, tidy, and modular, you take this tech kit, you just go ahead, pop it right into place. Immensely satisfying. And then to take it off, just a little left-right action, equally as satisfying. You have a few different options for which modular component you want to attach here. I think there's photography options, there's a tech kit, there's like a toiletry kit, I think there's even like a lunchbox kit. I'm not sure. Boundary Supply loves their modules. But one cool thing is they have a universal key module magnet holder thing. Keys pop right in, right off. Let us discuss the pros and the cons. Pro number one is I really like the material and padding of the laptop compartment. Pro number two, love me the colors of the interior materials. And pro number three is the module components. But let's talk about the cons. Con number one is this front pocket can be a little annoying. The double opening with the magnet plus the zip plus this magnet flap kind of constricts accessibility sometimes. And con number two is that these two pockets in particular are a little on the flimsy side. When I put like my portable battery in there, it did have a tendency to fall out sometimes. The Boundary Supply Rennen is a badass bag for a badass person. Does that sound like you? If so, you're gonna wanna watch the full review. You can find that below, description, check it out. Next up on the list is the PAKT Travel Pack, AKA the best eco-friendly backpack for travel, as the name would infer. PAKT is a company that is super focused on sustainability. Not only is the exterior material made with 100% recycled rPET, and one of the coolest parts about getting this pack was that there was no plastic or unnecessary waste in the packaging. It was just wrapped in a beautiful piece of paper, 100% recyclable, and all the information that you needed to know about the backpack was printed on this piece of paper. No plastic, no unnecessary waste, great job, PAKT. And if you're looking for a travel pack, I gotta say this thing is pretty freaking awesome. Where to begin? It's really feature heavy. I want to emphasize that. If you're looking for a minimalist travel backpack, this is probably not going to be your cup of tea, but if you love features and organization and lots of compartments, this is going to be your guy. We'll start by talking about like the suitcase clamshell style opening. This is actually where you put your laptop as well, which is nice because it's suspended in the middle, nice and safe. It's 30 liters, but it feels like a bigger 30 liters because you could put like 15 liters worth of stuff here. Now you can put more clothes on this side. And you got this mesh divider as well, which is good for things like socks, underwear, maybe some tech stuff. Just blast through some of the other features. You can carry it briefcase mode. The shoulder straps can stow away. Expandable water bottle pocket. A padded waist belt, which can like transform into a sling that you can take on the go. Hidden pockets on the back panel. And just so much more. There's a lot going on with this pack. Which leads me into the pros and the cons. Pro number 1 is just how thoughtfully engineered this backpack actually is. Pro number 2 is like, this is literally the safest laptop compartment of any travel pack we've ever reviewed. And pro number 3 is just the incredible craftsmanship. I mean, just take a look at this stitching right here. Look, you got this like big ass line right there, plus the hexagon for additional reinforcement. Compared to like a regular backpack where you just have like this single line right there, this is normal and strong. This right here is above and beyond. But I can pick this bag apart. Let's talk about some of the cons. Con number 1 is that it's probably going to be a little over-engineered for the normal traveler, especially if you just prefer a minimalist user experience. And con number 2 is that at 4.5 pounds, it is a little on the heavy side for a pack this size. We did an epic review on this backpack, and if you're interested in buying it, you should totally watch it. It's down there. And finally, the last eco-friendly backpack on the list is the Monarch Duffel, AKA the best eco-friendly duffel. But it's also a backpack. Let me explain. It is said that if you purchase the Monarch Settra Duffel, it's the equivalent of taking 50 plastic bottles out of landfills. And if you also get the Settra accessories, travel cubes, camera cube, packing cubes, it's an additional 50 water bottles. So if you buy the whole set, it's like taking 100 plastic bottles out of landfills. Monarch is also plastic negative certified. Let's talk about the actual duffel slash backpack, because as you can see right here, you got backpack mode, which is great because a 40-liter duffel can be f***ing heavy. And sometimes you want to take a little bit of pressure off the arm or the shoulder and just pop it over both shoulders. You take the shoulder straps, zipper up, and now you're in pure duffel mode. Tight. This is a great option for anyone who's traveling and or goes to the gym. Reason being, there's a ventilated and removable shoe compartment. And it says it can fit up to like a size men's 13, but Tab was not only able to fit like one size of shoes in there, he fit 3 sizes of shoes in there. So 3 sets of shoes. And you got a decent amount of organization. I like this front pocket right here. A couple other pockets, some mesh, some zip pockets. Nice little intersection, a little minimalism, little organization. Best of both worlds. You have pros, you have cons. I'm gonna tell these people what they are. Pro number 1 is just how comfortable going into backpack mode actually is with that ventilated and well-padded back panel. Pro number 2, you gotta love a ventilated shoe compartment that is also removable. And pro number 3 is we really like this little zipper tail. Not only is it like, yo, I'm eco-friendly and I'm proud of it, but it's also just very functional and it makes it super easy to zip and unzip the main compartment. But on the flip side, there are some cons. Con number 1 is the material they use for the bottom of the duffel is great for water resistance, but not great for scratch resistance. And con number 2 is while this duffel has a ton of features, it's probably over-engineered for someone who's just looking for a basic, regular type duffel. Description, review, link, you will find Monarch Duffel, more information. If you're still here, it probably means you're ready to get an eco-friendly backpack, but you're still not quite sure which one is the best for you yet. If that's the case, we really recommend taking a look at some of the more in-depth reviews. We promise it'll give you a much better idea of which of these packs is best for your needs. And even if none of these packs are the best options for you, the reviews will give you further alternative recommendations so you can find the pack of your dreams. And also, please let us know in the comments below, are there any eco-friendly bags that we missed? I can think of a few, but we haven't actually reviewed them yet. I know Got Bag, Freitag, and others, but let us know in the comments if we missed any of your favorites. And as you head down towards those comments, don't be afraid to just click that little like button. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much, and we will see you next time.